Check this out, baby.
Can you get over here and look at the PG&E site? Do you see that right over there, folks? This is sunset, 5 o'clock. I better be moving. But they're all turning off here. This is the massive site. We just stopped it. Oh, there's where the guards wouldn't give their name. Wouldn't say where they're from. Took pictures of us. And look at all the PG&E. Are you fucking, excuse me, oh no, I don't care. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at the tents over there. This is all PG&E for what? Clown of 20,000 people. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
What are they building, folks? They're here so fast. This is 2 weeks later. What are they doing? They scorched everywhere around them.
He said he'd been here for 3 weeks, remember? 3 weeks.
Okay, give them a week to set up.
But you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They knew exactly.
And this is on a bluff looking at sunset. It's a very beautiful bluff in paradise. It's gorgeous. Do we see cell towers? No, but we saw a Gwen Tower, ground wave emergency network that they use for the tomography to send the vibrations they want to frequency modulators.
It is gorgeous here. It's so pretty. I can see why they would want this land.
And they predicted it in a book called Miss Shem.
Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost by John Milton.
That's actually a poetry book. 12 poems.
All right, so that was from 3 days ago, December 2nd. But here's the billion-dollar question, folks. If this is a picture of the burned-out mobile park, none of the trees were burned. Why is PG&E sending hundreds and hundreds of trucks every day up there? What are they? We didn't see any cars being brought out. What are they putting in rigging for? What are they doing when all of the trees are still? The trees would have fallen on the power lines, right? That's the story. The trees fall down on the PG&E power lines, and that's what causes the forest fires, according to Captain Ken Pimlott. So this is from the Sacramento News and Review coming out a couple weeks ago, trying to destroy California, PG&E. Look at the fires, folks. What are they telling you? What are they doing? Why is PG&E having hundreds and hundreds of trucks in a major staging area, as we just showed you, parking it right outside of Paradise where no one can get in? And pretty much no one got out. They clear-cut all the people out there because they want it for themselves. And here's Fire Chief Ken Pimlott trying to explain away, still a year and a half later, 170 fires that started in 9 counties in California and Santa Rosa. He's only explained 13 of them, and he says they were caused by, you ready for it, PG&E. And now PG&E can shut off our power for any reason whatsoever because they are given the power, even though they were caused it, even though the lobbyist here for the Press Democrat, Darius Anderson, is a lobbyist for PG&E. But back to the storyline. The storyline is that the power lines fell down because they were hit by trees. Yet we have no evidence.
Pacific Gas and Electric was intercepted with a download of documents professing the fact that they were going to be using directed energy weapons satellite-based on Sonoma County. That has been up on YouTube with a plan to burn up Northern California. We discovered that Pacific Gas and Electric is operated by and large by Rothschild. Rothschild owns Weather Central and also has a large hand in weather modification globally. And I'm so sad to be here today because I have family members that lost homes. And I live in a community that I call home that is being literally overrun by a power that has not yet been discussed. And I'm horrified and sad to be here right now. Very sad. But the plan to burn up Northern California was real. It was your first early warning. And they were emails that were sent to other government officials knew about this. And I would ask you please to watch the YouTube, listen to it, because the second plan of burning up Northern California hasn't yet happened, but it will. It will happen. So Pacific Gas and Electric is Rothschild. Everybody listening can type in PG&E followed by Rothschild. You can also type in Edison International in Southern California followed by Rothschild. You will in fact find out that Rothschild is behind all of the utilities nationwide. This is why our grid is not hardened up against an EMP, electromagnetic pulse. We are literally, here as a country and a society, and here in Northern California and elsewhere, at the hands of something larger than what we realize. That is calling for 2.5 years. So I have been here, and I'm just telling you this. We have APLANETRUTH.INFO. Thank you.
This is Jamie Lee. I'm here with Deborah Tavares, and we're at the 575 Administration Boulevard, or road, the administration building that's holding a meeting today. And here's Deborah Tavares, who's been attending the meeting all morning, and we want to get a little bit of what she's seen. It's been a pretty incredible morning. But before we start that, Deborah, why don't you hold up the newspaper from this morning on the Press Democrat and open it up there, just unfold it. And what they're showing here is that they found archaeological, historical native Pomo artifacts in the, I don't know if it's Coffee Park or Fountain Grove, but effectively this will become a historical site where they won't be allowed to rebuild based on Native American history. And so this is another way they're going to keep people from reoccupying the land.
Glen Ellen.
Glen Ellen it is. And we expect to see more of these finds come out. So Deborah, what did you see today in being there for the first 3 hours of this full-on meeting that includes a bunch of media, Board of Supervisors, FEMA, and who else is here?
Okay, so I'm here today because we received a media advisory of this meeting held at the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors. And it says they invite community members to attend and provide input to guide post-fire recovery efforts at a workshop on infrastructure today, Tuesday, February the 27th, 2018. And there will be other local, state, and federal officials will be taking part as well. So they talk about the topics that will be discussed to include and prepare for a resilient city. It's all about resiliency, fire safety, utility infrastructure, and strengthening and improving our community warning programs. So I want to go over some of the things that I heard in this meeting. It's very diabolical. All the perpetrators of this event are here. They're building up from a planned disaster by the use of directed energy weapons, which you can hear that interview in full by Googling the plan to burn up Northern California.
This is on your site, stopthecrime.net.
Yes, and I, of course, am Deborah Tavares, and I do run the website stopthecrime.net, where you can find that plan to burn up Northern California as well. But the agenda here today by the perpetrators here in Northern California was to again discuss the community warning program, preparing for a more resilient county. Now, for many of you, I've reported on resilient cities. I would recommend that you go to the YouTube Kill Cities by Rothschild and Rockefeller to understand what resilient planning is all about in your town. This is happening here in Sonoma County, but it's an extension of UN Agenda 21 policies and all the policies in your cities to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And they're talking about fire safety, utility infrastructure, impact on fire infrastructure, and a discussion. Now, I was able to speak for 2.5 minutes in the first session today, and I told them their first early warning sign was from the emails that Pacific Gas and Electric and Pg&E sent 3 years ago, and that it had been out on the internet, and they didn't attend to this. There was no attention paid to this. It was too outlandish to have PG&E and Pacific Gas and Electric talk about the use of satellite lasers on Northern California. Specifically, they said Sebastopol, which is, of course, in Northern California. But there is a second plan on that discussion, the plan to burn up Northern California too, and I advise them that that has not yet happened, but it will. So I would urge everybody to listen to the entire 2-hour presentation. It covers 2 radio shows on the Jefference Radio Network, of which I was affiliated with at the time. But today's meeting is diabolical. This is really like a deadly computer game going live. What do I mean by that? Well, they're talking about deploying cameras throughout this area. They say that it will take about 30 cameras, 20 to 30 cameras. They will have a 150-mile range. They will have infrared so that you can observe in real time, 24 hours around the clock. And they say that it will be a hardened network, and it will be tied up and connected to Amazon in the cloud. And these cameras will be less expensive for Sonoma County, Napa, and Lake counties to deploy, which they said they need them because of fires and earthquakes.
These are going to be up in the air they're putting
These are
up?
going to be, they say that
30 cameras that'll go 250 miles to do what?
150 miles.
150 mile range to do what? Why are they
Yeah,
there?
yeah, to be an early warning visual
For fire.
in real time on fires and or earthquakes, whatever type of destructive weaponized weather assault any of us get. These cameras will show them in real time. They say that the first responders will know in real time where to go. And they were talking about how there has been no training in the social science of disasters. And one city council member said that we need to have a monthly training session with all the public here, much like they had in San Francisco years ago with a drop, tuck, and cover. So they want to have a neighborhood watch. They want to have a neighborhood education where people are training on a monthly basis for the doom of the weaponized weather assaults on all of us.
Which can also be used as see something, say something,
Absolutely.
turned around on us and spying on each other.
Yeah, in fact, that is exactly what they're saying, Jamie. They're saying that this has got to go from top down into our neighborhoods. And that in Oakland, they conscripted about 20,000 people to report from the ground after all of the major events that Oakland went through. There has been FEMA here this morning. There has been, and the next session, which is going to start here shortly, is going to be all about making Sonoma County resilient. So again, I asked all of you to type in 100 resilient cities, and you'll find out who's behind that. It's Rockefeller. You will understand that this is for climate refugees. This is what they are doing globally now in the United States. They're creating climate refugees to herd us in to available housing after they have literally destroyed the housing that is available to us. And as we pointed out as we started this program, already showing why some homes will not be able to be rebuilt because of the unearthing of relics, ancient artifacts. This is going to expand. We're going to cover this locally. We're boots on the ground. We're coming live right now. Again, today is a very monumental day here in Sonoma County. We will be posting this entire meeting on stopthecrime.net. So that you can watch it in segments. It is something extremely important. I realize that it is a long post, but there are segments in it that all of you need to take the time to watch and listen, because this is headed to you, and this is as a result of a weaponized weather assault, and that is now the new norm. Increased weaponized weather assaults. We have been told that fire season in California will no longer be just a fire season as it had been in the past. It will be all year long. And we know certainly with the plan to burn up Northern California, how they're doing that with killing the trees, with all the toxins from the chemtrailing, the drought that they keep us perpetually in, and we're in a drought again right now.
Greatest drought in the history of California. Last year was the greatest rains and snow, followed previously by the greatest droughts, and this last summer was record temperatures, and then we got torched out. So we're under attack here. Deborah, PG&E is Pacific Gas and Electric, our local electrical power supply. Can you speak and talk to me what you talked about last night with me about the documentation on our homeowners' bills with PG&E about the EMF frequencies?
Yes, actually, I will be putting that up on stopthecrime.net, but the bill inserts in our monthly billing with Pacific Gas and Electric, and also Southern California Edison. Any of you listening right now can just type in and look at your bill inserts online about the explanation of EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. They describe electromagnetic frequencies as something that is common to our use of electricity and appliances, etc. They are saying that the health deficits of electromagnetic frequencies is inconclusive by international, national, and California standards. while they say there's no known health effects or problems from the electromagnetic frequencies, they then negate what they say by saying, but it is inconclusive, and consensus requires that they continue to review the subject. So what is happening in our bills is the admission from our electric companies and gas companies that they are saying that it in fact does cause health damage.
That they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
Peace.